Hi everyone, this is Alan Rosinski from Metro Manhattan Office Space. Often, how you ask for something is just as important as what you ask for. Now, on March 30th, I posted a video about negotiating rent relief during the pandemic. So, what I suggested is the two things you could really ask the landlord for was a deferral of your rent, which they'd be more likely to negotiate, or an abatement, which means basically rent forgiveness. But this is kind of theoretical. I didn't suggest what applications or forms or how you'd make this request in writing, which I'd like to do now. Basically, you have to show your landlord that you're in fact experiencing economic difficulty, that your business is in trouble. So what you want to send your landlord is your profit and loss statements for 2020 broken down by month so that they'll show, starting in March, when Corona hit, your revenue and profitability declined. You got to show them that as a justification. The other thing you have to send them, or should send them, is a balance sheet. Your balance sheet is going to show what your assets are. Now, if your rent is $5,000 a month, and you've got $5 million in the bank, you think the landlord's going to be inclined to make a concession in the way of a rent abatement or deferral? You can try, but it's less likely than if you had very little cash. Also, what a landlord is going to want to see is they're going to want to see that you have applied to any government aid programs that you are eligible for, notably the Payroll Protection Program. Why is this? They're not going to want to provide you with aid if you haven't already applied from aid from the government. Why should they? Now, in addition to this, you need to write a nice little cover letter. Dear Mr. Landlord, I've been a tenant in your building since 2010. I've always paid my rent on time. My rent hasn't arrived so much as 2 days late. I've never asked you for anything, and in this time of great economic difficulty, please make a concession for me. And remind them in this letter, I am in X building in suite 1202. My lease expires in another 3 years, because remember, many of these managing agents may be dealing with 200 tenants. They may be on 4 or 5 different buildings, and they may not remember who you are. So you can send this application via email, or I would send it also via US mail, certified return receipt, if you feel comfortable going into a post office during these times, and then follow it up with a phone call to the managing agent in a few days. Now, one thing which I did not mention in my last video, which you could do, and it's occurring very, very frequently, if you have an upcoming lease expiration in the near future, negotiate an extension with your landlord. Because in the context of negotiating an extension for 6 months or a year or so, they may be able to work something out in terms of a rent abatement or rent deferral for the months that you've missed during Corona. So I hope this information is helpful to you. Please, if you have any suggested topics, questions, please tweet them to me. My tweet handle is at Metro Manhattan Office Space. Also, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hope this information has been helpful to you during these difficult times. Have a nice afternoon, and until the next time. Bye now.